bought this boat, it had this ladder on the side of it that was chained to it, and it's been a good ladder. Works for getting on and off the boat. It even lets me know when it's time to go home. Because after going up and down and getting to the top of the ladder, realizing you forgot what you came down for, and coming back down the ladder, and then when it got to be time to come home and my knee would pop every step going up the ladder, I knew it's time to call it a day and head home. About a week or two ago, got a text from a guy named Richard. He was friends with the previous owners of the boat. And he let me know that he's going to need his ladder back because he's got some stuff that he needs to do. Richard's a nice guy. I appreciate him letting us use the ladder. And then he told me that he's got some steps that I'm welcome to have.
All right, what do you need my help with?
And there they are. They're not the best. I had to put some extra bracing on and stuff, and it still needs a little bit of work. Kind of made a makeshift railing at the top because there wasn't one there. It's got a couple boards that need replaced and stuff like that. But doing this is a lot better than trying to carry stuff up and down that ladder until I fall through one of these old rotten steps. I might say something different then. But I really appreciate Richard letting us use his ladder and giving us these steps. I mean, next week maybe I'll find somebody who wants to give me an elevator. Or maybe I'm just being optimistic. If you like this video, make sure you click on like and remember to subscribe, and remember to click on the notification bell so whatever. That ain't me. Let's do some boat stuff. So today, look, Sonya's here. And she's cleaning up some of this stuff in the galley. And I've had people that have been asking, like, what kind of projects do you have lined up and stuff like that. So I figured I'd let people see one of the projects. This countertop here is not the original. It's been replaced. And when they replaced it, I don't know, maybe they went to a regular hardware store or something and bought a countertop. I don't know. But it is made out of particle board. For some reason, particle board and water just don't get along. Like you can see back here. I hope you can see how much of a dip there is in there just from moisture getting in and the countertop sagging. So this whole countertop is going to have to be ripped out, and it has a refrigerator here. I really need to get a real camera instead of a phone. But it's got a little AC DC refrigerator in here that, of course, it doesn't work. Plugged it in on AC to test it, and it would sit there and click. So I took the DC and hooked it up, and it went pop. I think the compressor's locked up in it, and I'm debating whether to try to replace the compressor and keep the fridge like that, or if we want to, while we got the countertop ripped out, we're going to maybe build in a refrigerator. And freezers back here. I really hate this phone sometimes. There it goes. I mean, it might not be a bad size freezer. And I already tried it. The compressor works on it. It's a water-cooled compressor. But I'm thinking somewhere in here under some of this corrosion and stuff, there's actually a leak. Because I put Freon in. The cold plate started to get cold about halfway over. And then that's all that ever happened. And it was making like a strange, almost like a gurgling noise, which I think was it's trying to suck it through and it's sucking air in and the freon's going out or something like that. So we need to decide once we get the countertop ripped out. One idea I'm thinking about is doing the overflow freezer refrigerator. I build in the refrigerator over here with insulation and fiberglass and everything. That way I can use one compressor unit, one cold plate, and have the overflow into the refrigerator. And I don't know, just different ideas I'm kicking around. But like I said, once this countertop gets ripped off, then we can kind of get a better idea of what's there and go from there. And another thing I noticed down here, you got the seacock for the galley sink, and it comes up to this hose, and there's the fitting, and there's supposed to be a nut holding this up here, and the only thing that was holding it was this silicone. But I don't know. We plan on redoing everything in here anyway, so, you know, what's one more thing? And then with the water lines, this is going to be even more fun. The water lines come up here and branch off to go to the galley sink. And then the ones back there on the right that go through all that sprayed in insulation are the water lines that go to the head in the aft, that go to the sink in the aft head. So they're probably buried underneath that spray in foam insulation, which maybe I'll get access to once I rip the countertop off. And then, you know, there's more of that up there. But what fun would it be if everything was brand new? That'd be kind of boring, right? Then you come up this way. Yeah, I've got, this is not done because, you know, that's life. One thing that I've had people tell me is pick a project, stick with it, and get it done. Move on to the next project. This is still the cleaning the bilge project is what this started as. Ripping up the floor to get in there to clean the bilge. Then discovering how all the wiring and hoses were down there and trying to improve that. And then checking the fuel tank. And then I still haven't sealed this up yet because there's no fuel gauge. And I thought, well, that'd be nice to know that I'm going to run out of fuel before it happens. So I'm debating doing a little research into a sending unit to put in a tank. And my plan, if I can find the right one, is to hopefully mount it here in the inspection plate. That way I can take the inspection plate off, drill the holes, and do everything without dropping any metal shavings into the tank, if I can find one that's small enough to fit in here. Which brings me to another thing in my research. You need to know how deep the tank is, or you can get a universal one. And all the times here at the boat, I keep forgetting to grab the tape measure that is sitting right there and measure how deep the tank is. And I think about it every time I go home when I'm not at the boat and I can't measure it. So, this cleaning the bilge has turned into running conduit for water and electric, and inspecting the tank, and preparing to put a sending unit in, and rerouting vent lines. And hey, here's a water tank. It'd be nice to know how much water's in here. The good thing is, it's going to be easy to pull this plate off to cut the hole and put a sending unit in once I decide what sending unit I'm going to get. And another project up this way. That's the water tank. There, all the way up to here. You probably can't see it. Kinda. There's a plug I put in. Because this used to come off of the tank down there. It came back. Hooked into this big line here. Well, yeah, I still need to get rid of them stupid wire nuts and finish this, doing it properly, and zip tie and make everything nice and neat. But anyways, this big hose here goes up and through. And if you come up here in the V-berth, okay, I guess I'll put that on tighter than I used. Hey, look, here's the other water tank, which I don't know if we really need it. It kind of looks like it's going to need some work if we did plan on using it. So we're thinking about just pulling the top off of it here and making it storage. Now, I'm not sure. I mean, the area underneath the rebirth is definitely larger than this tank. There you can see the bottom of the tank. And I'm debating if I want to actually rip the tank out to have access to all this space underneath, or just take the top off and put stuff inside the tank for storage. Focus. There you go. So, I don't know. Maybe we can do that now. I don't know. I'll see what Sonia wants to do. Seeing how she's here and she got some input. It's not all about me. Okay, I got one little thing that I forgot to do in last week's video. And this goes out to one certain viewer. If that viewer watches this, then they're going to know it's for them. Hey, look, work boots. So I talked to Sonia and she said, yeah, let's go ahead and take the cover off of there and we can do that. And then she reminded me that she's not as young as I am, and it hurts to climb up and down there without the steps in there. So even though it's not done, I told her we can clean up some of this mess and lay the floor back down and put the steps back up. And I've got stuff I need to order, and once everything comes in, I can pull it up and run my lines and sending units and all that stuff. So we can at least put the floor down and make it easy for her to get in and out. Hey girls, I'm home. Yeah, she was bugging me about having your picture up. You know, you gotta pick your battles. So I took it down and put up a logo. But that's okay. Because I'm gonna put this little video in here. We'll just keep it our secret, okay? Just between the three of us, right? Okay, who's ready to go in and get some dinner? Huh? You guys want some dinner? You ready to go in? Huh?